From the Detroit Free Press, I'm Robin Chan with today's Voice Briefing. It's Tuesday, August 4th, 2026.
This is Christina Hall with the Detroit Free Press. The Oakland County Sheriff's Office is investigating a recent fatal shooting by a Macomb County Sheriff's deputy in Macomb County. The Macomb County Sheriff's Office has not identified the person who died, but said he backed his vehicle into a patrol motorcycle, fled, then later charged toward deputies with a weapon after getting out of his vehicle. The Sheriff's Office said it received information July 30th from Chesterfield Township Police regarding a suspect wanted in connection with a felonious assault and fleeing and eluding, and that the person was armed and believed to be experiencing a possible altered mental state. Deputies initiated contact with the suspect at 26 Mile Road and Gratiot Avenue, but the person failed to comply with deputies' commands and backed his vehicle into a patrol motorcycle, the Macomb County Sheriff's Office said. One deputy fired their weapon. The suspect fled west on 26 Mile, and deputies began a pursuit. A short time later, the Sheriff's Office said the person stopped his vehicle in the roadway and got out while armed with a weapon. The suspect charged toward deputies, and one deputy discharged their firearm, Macomb County authorities said. The investigation was turned over to the Oakland County Sheriff's Office in accordance with standard protocol, according to the Macomb County Sheriff's Office.
This is Liam Rapley for the Detroit Free Press. There are 6 candidates running to be the president of the United Auto Workers in a race that has been complicated by a federal probe into the sitting union president, Shawn Fain. Fain is still the front-runner, though he faces 5 opponents who want to unseat him, including the union's vice president and a slew of candidates from across the country who want to mold the union in their own hands. The candidates running against Fain are Tricia Geiger, a servicing rep from UAW Local 977 in Indiana, Brian Keller, a 27-year automotive worker and a member of Local 1248 in Warren, Will Lehman, a Mack Trucks employee from Local 677 in Pennsylvania, Greg Mooney, a recording secretary from Local 2147 in Lima, Ohio, and Rich Boyer, the vice president of the UAW who rose out of Local 140 in Warren. The Detroit Free Press spoke to each candidate and asked each the same questions. We're in the middle of publishing their responses in our UAW candidate Q&A series. On Friday, we asked what they saw as the biggest issue facing the union. On Monday, we asked why they are running for president. Stay tuned at freep.com all week to keep hearing from your future union leaders.
I'm Frank Witzel with the Detroit Free Press. Gasoline prices in Michigan hit $4.35 a gallon as 2 major oil companies warned that global fuel supplies were tightening, and Iran contradicted President Donald Trump's claim that deal talks were once again back on this week. The latest prices, AAA Auto Club said Monday, were the highest they've been in months. By later this week, Patrick DeHaan, head of petroleum analysis at GasBuddy, which also tracks gas prices, added a national average should reach its highest level ever recorded at this point in the calendar year. A sobering milestone, even as prices remain well below the all-time record set in 2022. Gas prices were up 13 cents a gallon from a week ago on Monday in Michigan, with diesel reaching $3.41 a gallon, also up from $5.22 a gallon a week ago, according to AAA. Nationally, the average was $4.10 a gallon. The all-time high was $5.02 in 2022. Motorists are paying an average of $65 for a full 15-tank of gas. Late last week, Reuters reported 2 top oil producers, ExxonMobil and Chevron, warned, however, that global supplies of diesel and other refined fuels would likely remain tight, and that could lead to persistently high prices in the second half of the year. In recent weeks, Iran has also widened the scope of the conflict by hitting new targets and effectively restricting oil shipping through other Mideast waterways, putting more pressure on the world's oil supply and effectively creating a global energy crisis.
Find more from the Detroit Free Press on freep.com. That's FREEP.com. Thank you for listening, and you'll hear more from us tomorrow.